Do I need a lawyer if I'm innocent in a sex crime case? This question was answered by Christopher Combs in our website category. Sex crimes on January 16th, 2025. Do I need a lawyer if I'm innocent in a sex crime case? If I'm innocent, do I really need a lawyer? It's a question many people ask themselves after being accused of a crime they didn't commit, especially something as serious as a sex crime, when often the strongest evidence is just the words of another person. The answer is a resounding yes. The truth is, simply being innocent isn't enough to protect you from a conviction. A prosecutor's isn't to look for innocence. They're looking for enough evidence to convince a jury of your guilt. Without a skilled sex crimes defense attorney to defend you, misunderstandings, false allegations, or circumstantial evidence can lead to devastating consequences, even for someone who has done nothing wrong. Hiring an experienced criminal defense lawyer isn't an admission of guilt. It's the smartest way to safeguard your rights, reputation, and future. Why innocence alone isn't enough in a Missouri sex crimes case. Any innocent person accused of a crime may think the truth will set them free, but the legal system doesn't work that way. In a sex crime case, the prosecution's job is to build a narrative of guilt, relying on evidence, testimony, and even public perceptions. Without a strong legal defense, you could find yourself fighting an uphill battle and facing lifelong consequences, regardless of what really happened. Burden of proof on the prosecution. In the United States, you are presumed innocent until proven guilty, and the burden of proof lies with the prosecution. They must convince a jury beyond a reasonable doubt that you committed the crime. Technically speaking, your sex crime defense attorney isn't required to prove your innocence. But the stigma around sex crimes can make that more difficult than in other types of criminal cases. Why false confidence can be dangerous. Many innocent people think their innocence will speak for itself, but that's not always the case. Here are some examples of why this approach can backfire. Misinterpreted evidence. A single text message, email, or social media post taken out of context can make you appear guilty. Witness misidentification. Stressful or chaotic situations can lead to honest mistakes in identifying suspects. False accusations. Unfortunately, some accusers fabricate stories due to personal motives, such as revenge, jealousy, or leverage in custody battles. Because sex crimes are taken so seriously, law enforcement and courts often lean toward believing the accuser without thoroughly examining their claims. The state's focus is more often about what can be proven instead of what's true. Without a criminal defense lawyer to challenge the prosecution's case and present evidence in your favor, you risk being caught in a system that's more concerned with convictions than fairness. Risks of assuming you'll be acquitted in a Missouri sex crimes case. Some individuals falsely accused of sex crimes have found themselves convicted, not because they were guilty, but because of how the legal system operates. Here's why you shouldn't underestimate your chances of being convicted, and why you need an experienced sex crimes attorney in your corner. Prosecutors build convincing narratives. Prosecutors are trained to construct compelling cases against defendants, even when the evidence is weak or relies mostly on testimony instead of physical evidence. They know how to use seemingly minor details to create a narrative of guilt, present emotional testimony from the alleged victim to sway a jury, frame your actions or words in the worst possible light. Without a defense lawyer to challenge these narratives, the odds are stacked against you, regardless of your innocence. Juries may misunderstand or be biased. Juries are made up of ordinary people, and the public rightly views sex crimes as one of the worst crimes a person can commit. Trials often make emotions often run high, and jurors may subconsciously favor the accuser simply because of the gravity of the allegations. Without a skilled lawyer to explain the flaws in the prosecution's case and humanize you as a defendant, you risk being judged unfairly. The emotional and financial costs of mistakes. Self-representation or inadequate preparation can lead to mistakes that make the legal process longer, more stressful, and more expensive. Even if the case eventually gets dismissed, the damage to your reputation and finances might already be done. Acting quickly and strategically with a qualified lawyer is the best way to avoid these pitfalls. How a Missouri sex crimes lawyer protects your innocence. It's always a bad idea to go into court without a lawyer, but the stakes are much higher in sex crimes cases where the risk of incarceration and even a lifetime on the Missouri Sex Offender Registry. An experienced criminal defense attorney protects your rights, challenges the prosecution's evidence, and builds a powerful defense strategy tailored to your situation. Here's how a lawyer can make a difference. Building a strong defense strategy. A skilled defense attorney knows how to craft a case that puts you in the best possible light. This includes identifying weaknesses in the prosecution's arguments, highlighting inconsistencies or contradictions in the accuser's testimony, establishing a clear, logical narrative that demonstrates your innocence, challenging evidence. Prosecutors often rely on physical evidence, witness testimony, or digital records to prove their case. Your attorney will thoroughly examine this evidence to ensure it's reliable and admissible. This can include disputing forensic evidence. For example, questioning the handling of DNA or other materials, cross-examining witnesses, exposing inaccuracies, biases, or ulterior motives, uncovering procedural errors, holding law enforcement accountable for mishandling evidence or violating your rights, guiding you through the legal process. From the moment you are accused, everything you say or do can potentially be used against you. A lawyer will advise you on what to say and what not to say to law enforcement, prosecutors, and others. Help you understand court procedures, timelines, and what to expect. Ensure your case is presented in the most compelling way possible. Reducing stress and protecting your reputation. Facing a sex crime accusation can feel isolating and overwhelming, but a good lawyer provides a steady hand during this turbulent time. They'll manage the legal complexities so you can focus on protecting your personal and professional life, ensuring you have the best chance at clearing your name. Accused of a sex crime in Missouri? Call Combs Water Cutty. If you or a loved one is facing a sex crime accusation, don't wait to get the legal help you need. The sooner you act, the better your chances of getting the best possible resolution to your case. At Combs Water Cutty, we're here to provide the guidance, support, and aggressive defense you need to move forward. Contact us online or call 314900-HELP today for a free consultation. Let us help you take control of your case and protect your rights and future.